something a little bit different for you today. I've been kindly invited down to the headquarters of RAB as part of the launch of their new sleeping bag range. So as you can see, there's a room full of other YouTubers and social media influencers, things like that. So it's going to be a jam-packed day. We're going to be seeing how sleeping bags are made. We're going to be filling our own sleeping bags and doing a little bit of camping as well. Also put on a really nice spread for us, look.
That one's got vegan right on it.
Right, we're in.
See, I don't just eat meat, you know. So in a minute we're going to be nipping next door, checking out some of the new sleeping bags they've got on offer, and finding out about all the new installations and things like that. So this is the showroom that they've got. All the great gear on offer. I do like these backpacks. This is all the new spring-summer range, I believe. Need to get myself one of those. They've also kindly given us all a goodie bag as well, so lots of nice things in here. Really looking forward to testing that lot out. So this is the product room. We've got rucksacks. We're going to be getting a demonstration on the new sleeping bag in a minute.
Similar warm to our expedition sleeping bags, but in a much smaller pack size and a much lower weight. They use our tilt technology, which is thermo-ionic lining technology. It is this really cool metal sheet that you can see on the inside of the face fabric. This is a coating that is applied, it is electronically bonded basically to the fibres of the face fabric. What it does is it increases the warmth of the sleeping bag by 15 to 30%. It actually traps radiative heat and reflects it back onto you. It gives you a really nice low pack size, low weight. It is slightly more expensive to produce, to buy, XYZ than some of the expedition bags, but it's really great for those people that are concerned about the weight saving prospects of that sleeping bag.
Neutrino.
So, hopefully this is a sleeping bag that you guys are all familiar with. So this is the Neutrino range of sleeping bags that's been in our range for years and years and years, and it's occupied a sort of status in zone. It's lightweight, super packable for open air bivvying up to 4,000 metres in the Alps. It's 850 fill power European goose down again. This year it's 800 fill power European goose down, correction. This year it's a recycled Pertex Quantum face fabric with a PFC-free DWI. A lot of people will never buy down. This is the performance alternative for these people. It is the Solar Ultra. For us, Ultra is what we named the top of the range. It's got the best technologies, the best fabrics, the best whatever. So this also uses tilt. The same stuff that you saw in the Andy sleeping bag that I've now carelessly thrown on the floor, in a slightly more synthetic, different way of looking at it. So it's still a fully fledged alpine bag. It's probably better for damper climates, so if you think Norway, Scotland, that sort of miserable, cold and wet thing that I'm sure everyone that's been to Scotland is familiar with.
Derbyshire.
Yeah, Derbyshire, yeah, God. So it's synthetic. It uses a recycled face fabric, recycled insulation, PFC-free DWR. So it uses the Stratus Eco insulation, which is sat there, I think. Or is that just normal Stratus? There, cool. So it is a pre-consumer recycled insulation. It also has tilt. It has a different type of tilt. I've actually got some here on my really messy long pole that I stole from design this morning. And it's an aluminium script.
Can I just be naughty and just come in a bit closer?
I've got a microscope as well. You can look at it under a microscope if you want. But it's a fabric, it's a scrim fabric that is coated, it is ionically bonded basically to that fabric. So it will reduce the rate that it comes off greatly. I'm not saying it will not. As I said earlier, the same analogy that I used earlier for the other stuff, you probably lose the same amount of metal as you would wearing a silvered watch every day for the rest of your life.
So if you ever wondered what the insulation looked like inside your jackets and your sleeping bags, the cheaper stuff is the synthetic stuff here. But downfilling, so this is $6.50, and this is the cheapest sort of down you can get. As you go along, it gets cleaner, it gets greater volume for the same amount of weight, all the way up to the 900 fill, which has got loads of loft and insulation there. Especially when you compare it to the 650 down, for the same amount of weight.
I sleep there, so it's when it's cold as well. I also sleep.
This is the new synthetic one. So now at the little Rab factory where they're going to be filling our sleeping bags. Still can't keep up with him. Get a good look at that tilt material there. So that's the Rab Mythic Ultra. That's I've got one of those. Really good bag. Brilliant, thank you. So it's still like a small little family-run business. The outers are manufactured overseas, and then all the down filling comes and gets packed here in Derbyshire. So this is Jane. She's filling sleeping bags now. So they've got this big machine that agitates all of the down, and then it's all computerized nowadays, and it just puts the right amount of down in for each particular bag. You can see these little holes there where the down gets put in, and then they get taken over there where the bag's sewn up. So this is the original down filling machine from the 90s. Times have definitely changed since then. So when the down arrives, it comes in these big sacks. Light as a feather, that, isn't it? It's like a barber shop for Santa Claus on floor though. So this is Dave. He's sewing up all those little holes so the down filling doesn't fall out. How long you worked here, Dave?
37 years.
37 years.
Fed up with sleeping bags.
Nice and warm though, aren't you?
Oh, nice and warm, yeah.
How many of these do you get through a day?
Depends what sleeping bags there are. Between about 120 and
130
130.
a day. Wow, that's awesome.
I only got a finish at 1 o'clock.
Not long to go then.
I know.
Thank you. So these are some finished Mythic Ultras that are about to be packed and tagged ready for the consumer. So Jay's the quality control man. So he'll be checking over the bags, getting them packed up inside the stuff sacks, just making sure that there's no down escaping. Cleaning everything up. So they're obviously filled inside out. Lovely. That's how it's done, look. Get it rolled up. Another happy customer. Yeah, and then plastic file on.
Mr. Messner.
Enough?
And press your right one a bit.
Right.
Yeah. While you're doing it, drop your finger.
You can't do two things at once. That all.
Yeah.
Left and right.
Right one now.
So that's where it's the target weight. So I'm only like 0.1 of a gram out though. Let him have a go. Come on, have a go. Cakes in it. That's brilliant. Thank you for that.
Alright, mate.
So we've just come out of the down filling centre. Rob's kindly gifted us all a sleeping bag each. So we're going to be testing those out when we're camping later on. So here's where they do all of the repairs. They also do something now called second stitch, which is where they will do some repair, but you can, if you want, have like a different colour placed on it. makes the jackets look really cool. And it's better for the environment. So they still make all of the expedition stuff totally here in Derbyshire. So this is where the patterns are cut for all the suits for like Everest trips and salopettes and all that kind of stuff. So last year they did about 8,500 repairs to garments, which means less clothing going to landfill. They also do a cleaning service, so you can send off your down jackets or your sleeping bags, and they'll make sure that they're all spick and span ready for you to use next time. I don't know if you ever tried washing a sleeping bag, but it's not easy, and it takes about 8 hours to dry in a tumble dryer. So you can book it online on the RAB website. I think it's about 35 quid, so well worth the investment. So that's the factory tour sorted out. We're now heading off for a hike and a camp to meet one of the RAB athletes and to see a film. Let's get a tent set up. So we've got the tent, the airbed. I've nicked Joe's pillow as well. It's a soft one, so I'm trying something different to the air pillow. Looking forward to testing out this new bag. It is Alpine 600, comfort rating -9 degrees. Definitely not going to be cold tonight. Oh, even on brand, look. 650 fill down. Got lucky with the zip being on that side as well. Looking forward to testing that tonight. So we've left the tents behind and we're off on a stroll, hopefully catch a good sunset. The tents are still there anyway. Views are pretty good here, aren't they? Some nice spots for a bivvy camp as well. What a gorgeous evening. Looks like the front cover of a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Famous Five.
I don't know what my superpower would be though.
Speed.
Nicholas says my superpower is sleeping.
No, it would be speed. You ran past us so quickly earlier.
It's known as being a good cliff for beginners, but in actual fact, when you look around at the cliff, in many places, at ground level, there's no rock. So you often think, oh, I'm at this place for beginners, and then there's no foothold. So at the start, so it can be really awkward. Can you see? And the thing is with climbing, you kind of know where you are, and you use a rope, don't you? With a scramble, you're like, do I take a rope or don't I? And you only need one member in the party to be lacking confidence.
I'm much more scared scrambling than rope climbing because I'm on a rope.
Serious where I've put myself in danger. I've done a few where it's you know, making sure 3 points of contact, very, you know, cameras away.
Also, even something like Jack's Rake, if you do that on a day where it's a bit wet, a bit moist, you know, that Lake District rock can be a little bit slippy. Or there's some ice on it, Burglass.
So we're on the way back to the pub now. Spot of supper. Going to watch a few outdoor films and then have a Q&A with Andy, so that should be interesting.
That's the biggest challenge, by the way, is waiting for that pint.
No.
Cheers.
Sometimes they're unable to. Like my mum's disabled. She'd never get to all these places. She loves watching these videos that I make and other people make, just because she can see what it's like up there.
Yeah. I always say you can never do justice to all places on camera. You've got to be
Not
there.
the feeling you get when you're there, no.
No, like from my personal point of view, my videos are all about being out there. It's all about landscape, the scenery. That's what I make it about, and I try and get that over as best as I can.
There's a lot of stuff on social media about extreme people. Climbers don't think of themselves as extreme people, it's what they do. And the mountains are the opposite. There's no noise and no drama, it all looks fine. But if you trip up, if you catch your crampon points in the wrong place, it's all over. You know? And it's very quiet. Very, well, like, you know, avalanches, they're often not very noisy, they're just really, really quiet.
Does fear ever get better? Sorry.
Yeah, fear, I mean, I think fear is a natural thing, we all have it. It's a good thing, isn't it? When I was young, I knew nothing. The danger was probably really, really high, if you think about it. Because I was a young guy, ambitious, and my knowledge level was so low. Fortunately, I was climbing with somebody who was from a climbing background, and he knew how to read a map and was naturally a bit more cautious. That was probably a good thing. Two of me probably wouldn't have been a great thing. Well, I hope that's been useful. It's been great to meet you all, and I hope you've had a great day. We're going to see some films.
Yeah,
2 films or 3 films. No, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, cheers.
It's time for the in-flight movie.
I'm doing it now and I'm enjoying it.
Ready for this?
It's not like a zoom.
No, you can zoom. So I'm back at the tent. It's been a really enjoyable day, but I'll tell you more about it tomorrow when I've got my wits about me. Looking forward to getting tucked up in the new sleeping bag. Alright, it's 5:10. Doesn't seem such a good idea now. Having a few beers last night. Not had the greatest kip, if I'm honest, but open at it. I'm going to hopefully catch a sunrise, although it's a bit overcast, so I don't think we'll see very much.
Raw fruit and nut whole food bars. Protein flapjacks. I feel it. Crunch bars, got apples, bananas. Yeah. Yogurts as well.
You're all in team as well, you know.
We'll get one of just you lot. We don't want to spoil it.
Feels like a very long 10 seconds.
Strong. You guys coming in?
Yeah.
Come on,
man.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Another 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Nice. Strong. We did it.
Team.
So it's been a really good 24 hours. Yesterday was quite surreal, so all these people that I know, but I've never met before, you know, all the other YouTubers and Instagrammers, have all been dragged together by Rab. And to be fair, Rab have really pushed the boat out and looked after us. Put on a great show. So I really enjoyed the factory tour. All the people that we met, from David, who's been sewing the sleeping bags for 37 years now, to Jacob, who knew absolutely everything about sleeping bags and the down technology. Great people who really know the stuff when it comes to the gear that they're manufacturing.
Yeah, it's lovely down there actually.
Stunning morning again. Supposed to be getting rain though within the hour, so hopefully we can get back to the tent and packed up by then. I made it back to the campsite. A few drops of rain just coming now. Typical. It's been really good meeting everybody. Most of the YouTubers and Instagrammers, they've all produce some content of their own, so I've not shoved my camera in the face too much, but I will leave links in the description below to all of their channels and Instagrams, all that kind of stuff. I do recommend you check them all out because they're all really nice people with some great content. So it's been a great 24 hours, but I'm going to pack up and get off home. Thanks for watching. See you next time.